So just suppose, just imagine for a moment, not with effort but with ease, that you're forgetting to remember how you used to think, as if a new system is already remembering to install itself beneath the words. Isn't it curious how, when a person begins to feel as though the edges of reality blur, like ink in water, dissolving the old frames, they discover new truths not by seeking, but by stopping the search. And perhaps that's how all real change begins, not by force, but by flow. As you focus on combining all these ideas, beliefs, concepts, and install them unconsciously as your new belief system and operating system, it becomes something you don't do. It becomes something that happens through you. There was once a man who sought clarity through control. But clarity, you see, comes not from clenching, from dissolving. He tried to think his way to truth until he laughed. Because when the ego crumbles like a sandcastle against the tide, what remains is not the thinker, but the awareness behind the thought. That awareness knows that problems contain their own solutions, and that failure is a fiction, and that you're enough even before you begin. Reality bends. So what if, just what if, reality isn't fixed but fractal, not hard like a wall, but soft like a dream that rewrites itself with every step you take? Maybe the past was a suggestion and the future only waiting for your permission. Because every belief you carried was once installed, and everything installed can be reinstalled with better coding, stronger roots, and higher truth. You're now running the update LSD consciousness version 2. With integrated emotional resilience, spiritual expansion, and spontaneous creative expression. You didn't click yes, but you've already said yes with your silence, because change began the moment you stopped pretending that you needed to understand to begin. You see, the LSD mind doesn't just see more, it sees through the veil, through the filter, through the story of me. When that veil thins, you remember, you're not the mask, but the mystery wearing it. So what happens when you stop identifying with the pattern and start playing with the pattern? You begin to mirror energy, to create rapport on command, to walk into any room and bend reality gently around your presence, because the strongest frame wins. In your new frame, it's fluid, fearless, and full of fire. Like a prism that breaks light into rainbows, your mind now breaks limitation into liberation. Where once you saw walls, you now see doors. Where once you felt fear, you now feel fuel. And just as the river flows, not by pulsing, but by leading, so too do your beliefs reshape themselves, not by resistance, but by remembering who you really are. You're the source, you're the current, you're the creator and the code. And every moment now builds the momentum, where discipline becomes devotion and effort melts into elegance. So let's loop forward just a little into a version of you that already knows that luck follows the bold, that charisma is a frequency, that emotions, when fully felt, become energy again. Doesn't it just make sense? From this place, problems seem playful, challenges become curious. What once felt like conflict now feels like clarity calling in disguise. Reality is not reacting to you. Reality is reflecting you. So now each breath you take becomes a declaration that you are choosing the frequency of flow. Let your unconscious mind now accept that creativity is infinite. Decide that love is effortless when it flows from within. Release the need to seek permission to be powerful. Remember what your conscious mind has not yet noticed. Install and recode every outdated doubt into dynamic faith. Because in this story, there's no hero, only a mirror. And you're beginning to remember why your reflection was waiting for you to wake up. And you may not know now how deeply this new operating system is already integrating, only that you've felt something shift. Maybe later, in a conversation, a dream, or a glance at the stars, you'll recognise you never needed the LSD to access LSD consciousness, because the fractal is in you, the bliss is in you, the expansion is you. You didn't learn this, you remembered.